good morning, and welcome to the Bald Brad Show. It's December 5th, and Joe Biden is still the worst president in American history. Before we jump into things, folks, always curious, what do you drink in the morning? Are you a tea person, water, or maybe a nice cup of all-American brew? I personally drink my coffee black, but hey, we're always in here together. Might as well try to get to know one another. We're practically family at this point. Again, I do my coffee as black as you can make it. I want it like mud or molasses. It'll put hair on your chest. Now, some of you pour this thing with a lot of creamer and sugar, but let us know in the comment section below, how do you take your coffee? How do you take your tea? Or if you're a water person or maybe a little bit of Bailey's in the morning, let us know in the comment section below. Well, folks, listening to yesterday's White House press briefing, as I always do, so you don't have to, there was a phenomenal question by the man, the myth, the legend. And no, it's not Peter Doocy. It's the other gladiator, Phil Wegmann of Real Clear Politics. I'm telling you, a lot of news outlets sleep on this guy. He is one of the best reporters in that room. Here's his question, and here's Karine Jean-Pierre's response. And a little bit of a hint. It's about the Biden family corruption. Let's roll it.
Phil.
Thank you. The White House has said repeatedly that the president and his son were never in business together. They've said that repeatedly also in this room. According to bank records obtained by the House Oversight Committee, though, one of Hunter Biden's businesses, Osawa PC, set up direct payments to the president. Did the president accept payment? And why would there be such an arrangement if they were never in business together, or if there was a wall of separation, as the president has previously said?
So
That's what I'm talking about, Phil. Yes, baby. Yeah. Just laying it down. I mean, the question is so perfect, and forgive me for interrupting the man and the answer that's about to be given. But you guys, it's a catch-22. The way he phrased the question is, no matter how she answers it here, he just exposed the president and Hunter Biden with that question. Either you took the money, and if you did so, why'd you say you didn't take any of the money from Hunter Biden in a foreign country? And also, the other avenue is, hey, you said you knew nothing about his business dealings. So if you knew nothing about his business dealings and you weren't in business with your son, then why'd you receive money? And if you didn't receive the money, then why were you still in business in the first place with your son when you said you knew nothing about it? It's a catch-22 phenomenal question by Phil Wegmann.
I have to be clear with you. I have not seen that report, so I would have to refer you to my colleagues over at the White House counsel's office on that particular question. All right, everyone. See some of you in Boston or on Wednesday.
Look
Thanks,
how
everybody.
quick she got out of that briefing, folks. I mean, she didn't have an answer whatsoever. And, oh, well, I don't know. Oh, that's news to me. Had no idea. Really? Because your boss seems to be taking a lot of money from China, Ukraine, Romania. And you have here the House GOP touts Hunter Biden payments. And so what did the council say about all this? Oh, it's just for a truck payment because Hunter Biden couldn't finance the thing. Okay. You guys, it's crazy. I know, it's crazy. It's so wild. I mean, this is so reminiscent of Bob Iger just the other day blaming COVID supervision on production sets as the reason why Marvel flopped here. And we're supposed to believe that these payments were for a truck. Oh, yeah, you know, those $60,000 checks coming from Hunter Biden's personal account into Joe Biden's for rent money, even though he wasn't living with them. Yeah, okay. Or how about the thousands of dollars he's getting from his brother that received the money from China? But we're not going to talk about that on the Democrat side of the aisle. No. I mean, the corruption runs deep, folks, and you all know that. Check this out. House Republicans ramping up their impeachment inquiry are touting subpoenaed financial records that show President Biden received monthly payments from a business account from his son Hunter Biden in between his time as vice president and president. But Hunter Biden's attorney is pushing back at the House GOP, saying the monthly payment of $1,380 transfers, which is an insane amount of money for a truck, were made to repay his father for a truck payment that Hunter Biden was unable to finance himself. But here's the thing. Here's the foozery. Check this out. Quote, this payment wasn't from Hunter Biden's personal account, but an account from his corporation that received payments from where, folks? Where does it say? China! He received it from China and other shady corners of the world. I mean, it's on a monthly basis. We find out money keeps just coming from China left and right. Remember, Biden sat there on the campaign trail. I mean, he barely got it out of his mouth, but he's like, oh, China's going to eat your lunch. And then he sat there and ragged on the Trump family for having business dealings all around the globe. As if like that was something new, and it wasn't. Trump has been a businessman, a billionaire forever. He has business all around the world. It makes sense for him to do that. Joe, it doesn't make sense for you to have business with China, Romania, Ukraine, the Iranians, whoever the hell else. You've been in politics your entire life. You've been stuck with the government teat forever. But we have payments again coming from China to his brother, to Joe Biden's account. Nothing being done by Democrats, not a peep. Karine Jean-Pierre just doesn't have a clue, which is amazing. Seems like she doesn't have a clue about anything, but let's be clear. Let's be clear. Check this out. The Hill, right here, The Hill is told the committee is aware of 3 monthly payments of $1,380 each to Joe Biden from the PC account, of which you just heard Philip Wegmann question Karine Jean-Pierre on, and she got off that podium real quick. That was for September 17th. You also have another payment for October 15th and November 15th, all after Biden's time as vice president and before he announced his 2020 presidential bid. Now, I'd be curious to see what the labeling is on that, if that monthly payment was in the form of a check, if there was something written in the memo. Now, just because it's written in the memo as a truck payment doesn't mean that it was actually a truck payment within itself. This is how people launder money. It's been done for a long time. You have James Comer here talking about this whole thing on Twitter. Let's roll it.
Between his official government duties, there was an absolute wall between his official government duties and his family's influence peddling schemes. This was a lie. President Joe Biden claimed his family didn't receive money from China. This was a lie. President Joe Biden claimed he never spoke to his son, Hunter Biden, about the Biden's family's shady business dealings. This was a lie. Now, Hunter Biden's legal team and the White House's media allies claim Hunter's corporate entities never made payments directly to Joe Biden. We can officially add this latest talking point to the list of lies. Today, the House Oversight Committee is releasing subpoenaed bank records that show Hunter Biden's business entity, Owasco PC, made direct monthly payments to Joe Biden. This wasn't a payment from Hunter Biden's personal account, but an account for his corporation that received payments from China and other shady corners of the world. At this moment, Hunter Biden is under an investigation by the Department of Justice for using Owasco PC for tax evasion and other serious crimes. And based on whistleblower testimony, we know the Justice Department made a concerted effort to prevent investigators from asking questions about Joe Biden. I wonder why. The more we learn, it appears the Justice Department was trying to cover up for the Bidens until brave IRS whistleblowers came forward and a federal judge rejected the sweetheart plea deal. Payments from Hunter's business entity to Joe Biden are now part of a pattern revealing Joe Biden knew about, participated in, and benefited from his family's influence peddling schemes. When Joe Biden was vice president, he spoke by phone, attended dinners, and had coffee with his son's foreign business associates. He allowed his son to catch a ride on Air Force Two at least a dozen times to sell the Biden brand around the world. Hunter Biden requested office keys to be made for his office mate, Joe Biden, in space he planned to share with a Chinese energy company. We've revealed how Joe Biden received checks from his family that were funded by the Biden's influence peddling schemes with China, no less. The House Oversight Committee continues to investigate Joe Biden's involvement in his family's domestic and international business schemes at a rapid pace. We will continue to uncover the facts and provide transparency.
Hey, stuff's being done finally. Stuff is being done on the GOP side of the aisle. But there you have it, folks. A lot of shady stuff, and I know you're aware of this going on with the Biden family, but I promised you I'd keep you up to date on Joe Biden, Hunter Biden's business dealings that are coming from all shady parts of the world here. It is going to take time to unravel this because when you have this type of corruption taking place, or allegedly this type of corruption, it's like a spider web, and you have to follow the money in all different directions. And when it's been going on for decades, it is going to be taking time to unravel, again, that spider web. Well, it wasn't just Philip Wegmann's great question during the White House press briefing. We also have two reporters back-to-back questioning here Jake Sullivan on Iran terrorist proxy groups or Iranian terrorist proxy groups going after our military installations. And it was hitting mainstream news just the other day that, what was it, the USS Carney or something like that was being attacked or shooting down drones. And then you have these shipping vessels from other parts of the world, by the way. They weren't necessarily American vessels being hit, being targeted as well. And it's questioned here of, well, what's the retaliation going to be? And here's his response.
Yeah. Thank you. Continuing on that, you said these attacks were fully enabled by Iran. Can you talk about what are the consequences or what the consequences will be for Iran?
As I said, we have seen this unfold over the course of the day yesterday. We are taking this time to consult with allies and partners because we believe this is not just an issue for the United States. These ships were not U.S. commercial ships. They were from a variety of nations. This is an issue for the entire world, for every country that relies upon maritime commerce to sustain their economy. And by the way, that is every country. And that's why you saw the statement come out of the UN Security Council at the end of last week. So we will take the time to do the appropriate consultation, build a response that involves as much buy-in from as many countries as possible, and then we'll have more to report once we've done those consultations. Yeah.
But so far,
here's the follow-up, and forgive me if the audio's off. I've been trying to figure this technical issue out with my recording and what's going on here, because my camera's fine, but the lips of this might not be synced up with the audio. Again, forgive me, but the content's still there. So, did not answer the question at all. What's the retaliation going to be, Jake? Nothing. They've attacked us, I think, in the last month, like 70-something times. And we've gone out and hit like an ammo weapon station. Big whoopee. Like, what's the retaliation going to be where they stop messing with us? And that's basically this upcoming question here by this next reporter. Check this out.
Retaliatory efforts from the U.S. to these kinds of strikes clearly have not been working. I mean, how concerning is that? We've heard the administration over and over again warn those who want to take advantage of this situation, don't. Those messages aren't landing clearly.
Well, I'd say a couple things. First, we have taken a number of steps, including the movement of carriers, air wings, and others, to keep this war that is being waged now between Israel and Hamas in Gaza from spilling out into a broader conflict, a full-on
what does that have to do with Iran?
Which many people in this room were warning about or concerned about when things happened, when this all kicked off on October 7th. Now, that doesn't mean that we are not seeing very alarming behavior, and there are two forms of it in particular that we're focused on. One is attacks by Iranian-enabled and aligned Shia militia groups in Iraq and Syria attacking our forces. We are taking steps to protect our people and to strike back against them. In fact, just yesterday, CENTCOM announced a strike that took out 5 militants that were attempting to attack us with UAVs. And second, we have made clear that the entire world needs to step up together, not the U.S. alone, but all of us working together to deal with this emerging challenge that the Houthis present, backed by Iran. We are going to take appropriate action in consultation with others, and we will do so at a time and place of our choosing.
Yeah, so it's the same messaging. Nothing's changed with that messaging, again, from the White House. So you've had attacks happen. We're about to hit 80 soon. In a month, you guys. I mean, imagine how many attacks need to take place a day to hit that type of number. Talking about what? Around 3 now? A little around like 2.5, 3 attacks roughly a day. Oh, well, we're gonna pick of our choosing. None of that right there seemed forceful. None of that right there seemed believable at all from this administration. But we're supposed to believe everything that comes out of their mouth. So let me know what you think about that one. Biden is a weak president. He's not a president that any foreign leader would take serious. That's why you have Putin in Ukraine. You have China pushing their way into the Mediterranean Sea alongside our warships. They also want to invade Ukraine. There's a lot of talks about them possibly invading Ukraine before the next election. You got Iranians doing their ish once again and actually escalating it even further. I mean, you have the Hamas terrorist group dealing with Israel right now, that whole thing. It's all happening under Joe Biden. We need Trump back. Forgive me, I am sick, folks. We do need Trump back in office big time. I am severely sick. We're still making a show, though, folks, because we're patriots. We got to get the truth out there. So it's going to be a little bit short. Let's end off with this article here together. I've kind of held back talking on this a little bit. I wanted to make sure I get kind of all the evidence of what really took place. I mean, we know what took place within about like 6 hours. But right now, the parents of this Kansas City Chiefs fan, remember this 9-year-old kid that had the face painted half black, half red, and they were calling this kid racist, that he had his face painted as blackface and all this stuff from Deadspin. Well, now they're saying there's possibility of a lawsuit here. I would sue the shit out of these people. It is wild what they did to this kid. But don't expect anything different from the left. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but it's still insane that you'd go after a 9-year-old kid like this. Even if his whole face was black, I mean, really? Really? It's gone way too far. These leftists have gone way too far, but that's why I always say, you guys, just speak your mind. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter your beliefs. You're still racist no matter what, especially if you're white, according to the left. If you are white, you are racist no matter what. Even if you are not racist, you are still racist just because your skin color is white. You have unconscious racism flowing through your conscience that you don't know anything about, but you're still racist. If that makes any sense to you, well, I'm good. I'm happy and good for you, because it doesn't make any sense to me. Well, check this out. Parents of a young Kansas City Chiefs fan who was accused of blackface by Deadspin are threatening to sue the magazine and reporter after the writer blasted the little fan who painted his face half red and half black for the team's last game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Holden Armenta's parents, Shannon and Raul Bubba, have hired Clairlock LLP to demand a retraction to its story, with a headline that read, "The NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface native headdress." So y'all saw this. This went viral. I know this is nothing new to you, but it is new to the fact that they're asking for a retraction in the story, but I think they need to do a full lawsuit here. I mean, you could rack up millions. Send your kid through college and pay for his house. In a letter obtained by the outlet, the family wrote that these articles posted on X and photos about Holden and his parents must be retracted immediately. Quote, "It's not enough to quietly remove a tweet from X or disable the article from Deadspin's website," the letter added. "You must publish your retractions and issue an apology to my clients with the same prominence and fanfare with which you defame them." The outlet also noted that the Chiefs fan family have threatened further action against the author, and good on them. Remember, last week, Holden and his father appeared on Jesse Waters' Primetime to discuss the fan being in the spotlight following allegations of racism from Phillips. "It's been a lot. It's been crazy couple of days," Bubba said. "I was mad, upset for him. I'm mad that he's upset. He's pretty devastated. I mean, he's seen the videos and everything posted." The father also said it was too late for an apology. Way too late for an apology after what you did to this kid. That's why I say you got to sue him. The damage is already done, Bubba said. Correct. It's, worldwide. Now there's comments all over. There's, disrespect towards Native Americans and towards my family. We never in any way, shape, or form meant to disrespect any Native Americans or any tribes. We all know that. We all know that. This is the crap the left pushes. You don't have to apologize. We all know what you meant. Look, that kid's dressing up a Chiefs fan. When I was about probably 9 years old, maybe younger, I was huge into Aladdin. I dressed up as Aladdin all the time. Granted, I used to be extremely tan back then, but regardless of tan or not, Middle Eastern, I had a connection with that character. I liked it. I'm not Middle Eastern. So am I supposed to be a little kid not dressing as Aladdin? According to the left, no, you cannot, because it's cultural appropriation, or it's racism, or some stupid stuff. God forbid that you dress up as somebody. Now, do I think you should do blackface with like the white lips and stuff? No, because there is a meaning behind that of what that represents. But if you look at like Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Tropic Thunder, I think that was portrayed just fine. You're poking fun. Everybody knows what he's doing. It's not a big deal. But the left, there's no comedy in the left whatsoever. You can't laugh at anything. You can't joke about anything because everyone's so offended on the progressive side of the aisle. Quote, "It's okay because a lot of kids at school are getting excited, but it's starting to get me a little nervous because if they go a little bit overboard, it's a little scary." You also have the mom later taking to Facebook and defended her son, calling out the sports blog. This has nothing to do with the NFL. Also, CBS showed him multiple times, and this is the photo people chose to create division. He is Native American. Just stop already. It doesn't matter if he's Native American or not. That's irregardless of what's taking place here, regardless of what's taking place. The left will do anything and everything to go after people that go against a specific narrative. So much so that they're willing to go after children, and they're willing to lie about it. Now, if you don't know this, that Deadspin article, it came out like an hour later, maybe even 15 minutes later, of a different photo of the kid wearing, again, both the red and black, right? There's this photo right here. that you see, the black and red, like within minutes, he doubled down on Twitter. He doubled down, still pushing the whole racist thing on this kid, even though the photo came out already disproving what he said was taking place. So it doesn't matter to them. So you might as well say what you're going to say, you guys. You might as well be who you're going to be. Yeah, you vote for Trump, good. Say it out loud. I'm voting for Trump. I like DeSantis, but Trump's my number one guy. I'm voting for Trump. I'm not racist. I don't like racism. But this is what the left does, and that's why they're going to destroy our country from the inside out. We wrote an entire book on it. Trojan Horse, how the left is destroying America. Folks, we got to call them out. We need your help and support. Think about joining us right here. We do have a join tab. We would love your help. I know the economy sucks. Things are tight, folks, because of what Biden is doing. But by you helping does help us grow the show. Just you watching does yeoman's work in helping us out. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you want a mug, have a cup of coffee with me. You see that right there? Oh, it's glossy. It's glistening. It's beautiful. We would love to have a brew with you. A nice cup of coffee every morning. Tea, water, all that other stuff. Thanks for bearing with me, folks. Like I said, I am on a level of 1 to 10 on how sick I am. It's probably a 9. I'm sure you've seen me kind of mess up here and there. My shirt is drenched right now. I'm not asking for your sympathy. I just want you to know that I really value you taking the time out of your day to sit here every morning with me, listen to me rant, listen to me being a knucklehead here and there, having a lot of fun with y'all. These are the best parts of my day, spending time with all of you every single morning, going over the news here and ripping Joe Biden, Democrat Party. It's always fun, is it not? But again, I just want to say thank you so much that you guys give me your time. I figure I got to give that time back, regardless of being sick or not. You deserve it, folks. And this country deserves getting truth out there to people who may be manipulated by the progressive left or whatever it may be. But again, support us by hitting that like and subscribe button, folks. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow here on The Bob Brad Show.